No, don't look directly at the new template, no! It's blinding. And little did we know, everyone in the DBZ community is a graphic designer. Greetings, Internet, DDA here, and let's actually focus on the reason that we're here, which is the Dragon Ball Z card game, the game. And we got our first starter MP set combo released today, pre-released today of the Evolution set 4 of the Dragon Ball Z card game. So in classic fashion, Random Number Gaming, we're gonna be breaking down all of the cards, well, not all of the cards, but a lot of the big sweeping cards of the set. That we're just going to talk about them and especially how they compare to the old cards. Today they just released Trunks, the new MP set for Trunks, and you can only imagine how excited I am about this. I've been playing Black Trunks and advocating Black Trunks since set 1. I love Black Trunks and I am really excited about the new Trunks MP set. So let's get started right away and talk about the new Trunks MP set compared to the old one. Now the new Trunks level 1, Trunks Returned, is a little bit stronger than the old Trunks level 1. And overall, you're going to see that the new Trunks set is much more aggro based, whereas the old Trunks set is control based. Trunks Returned offers an action on his level 1 power. Yay, finally! An action. Now Trunks can't be underpowered anymore. Not true, because I mean, while he does get a physical attack, it's not exactly the most powerful physical attack, AT+1, but we're excited nonetheless. If your opponent decides to stop this attack, he's going to skip his next attack phase, which is pretty much never going to happen unless they play Time as a Warrior's Tool. Your opponent would have to be pretty silly to stop an attack only doing +1 stage. The old Trunks level 1 was often ridiculed that it really didn't do anything for you. And let me tell you, I played a lot with the old Trunks level 1. And the main thing that it gave you was control when it wasn't your turn, when you pass combat a lot. So if you end up playing a deck that plays a lot of non-combats, that plays very passively and waits for the opponent to enter, the Trunks level 1 is still going to have a great place in the game. The fear of running a control deck in this format is your opponent's going to enter on you and you're going to draw into 3 setups, 3 planning cards, unusable. You do get to see the top 4 cards of your life deck, so that extra card can make a massive difference in your hand value. This guy is straight aggro. He gets a physical attack that's going to do maybe 3, 4, or even 5 damage if you manage to maximize it. But another reason why he's really aggro is he actually reaches the C bracket a stage earlier than the old Trunks does. Moving on to Trunks level 2, the Sword Master, and this guy has one hell of a physical attack for a power. A flat 8 stages means using this guy in black, 9 stages can knock your opponent clear to 0 as your first action. Now the only disadvantage with this attack is going to be that if you actually level in combat, you may not be able to use it. You may have already performed an attack from your hand. It's obvious with Trunks' new level 1 and his new level 2 personality that he's going to be a physical beatdown personality. His power level compared to the old one, this new guy actually stays out of the A bracket above 0. He just enters B and keeps going up from there. And he actually also reaches the C and D bracket a stage earlier than the old level 2. Now I love the old level 2 in terms of manipulation, and choosing that one card in their discard pile that you want to remove from the game is really helpful in a lot of matchups. When you talk about the level 1, a lot of people are going to go to the physical. A lot of people are going to see the value in just having that extra 2 or 3 damage every combat, whereas the old level 1 is only really useful in like a heavy setup or drill deck. As far as the level 2 is concerned, the level 2 in both Trunkses are extremely useful. Both of them are going to be used in very many decks, because the old level 2 Trunks actually helps you out both on the offense and on the defense. It is an even more powerful offensive ability when you just consider taking the best card out of their hand. A lot of new Trunks decks are going to be switching to the level 2, the new level 2, and I will agree with that. I'm definitely going to be using him in black. 9 stages, you can't overlook that. And Saiyan as well. Saiyan is just going to have a much stronger presence with Trunks because he actually has attacks on his powers now. But don't knock the old Trunks 2, because we're still going to be seeing this in some decks. Trunks' new level 3, Defiant, I'm a little bit on the fence about this card. The old level 3 is just spectacular, really strong. Looking at the top 6 of your cards, choosing the best 4 you want to draw on the defense, or the best 1 to cherry pick out of those 6 to draw when entering as the aggressor. Straight card advantage, you cannot beat that. This card does not give you card advantage. It merely trades a card from your hand for an attack in your discard pile. If this card got any card from your discard pile, it would be a lot better if it was able to cycle Time as a Warrior's Tool or get a Confrontation or maybe get a Black Foreshadowing or Orange Destruction or something like that. If it got some utility card with it, along with it, and not just get an attack, I would say that it would be even in power to the old level 3. But considering it only gets any attack, it does get any attack. I'm not knocking the usefulness of this. It does get any attack, but considering it only gets an attack, I'm gonna have to go with the card advantage over the visiting the past-esque ability. The one advantage that it does have is that it's going to allow you to use it in the combat that you actually level to it. So in really strong like anger decks, I would say like if you're playing Trunks in red, you're gonna want to use this level 3 because if you plan on jumping to the 3 and then leaving the 3 quickly, this level is gonna be highly valuable for you. Just jumping into the combat and switching one card out that you didn't really want, maybe you drew into a setup and you just want to switch that out for an attack, and just to use during that combat, then immediately jumping to the 4, that's gonna be the level you want to use then. Other than that, I can't really see an advantage over it. Utilizing stance is something that Trunks always like to do, and to do that to the full potential, you want some when entering combat abilities. Being able to hit your opponent and really pressure your opponent with an 8-stage physical, and then using stance to jump up for card advantage is going to be the best way to go with Trunks in my opinion. Holy crap, the Trunks 4. Like, Jeebus Christ, the Trunks 4. Like, I thought the old Trunks 4 was strong. And you know, like, a lot of people don't think that the Trunks 4, the current Trunks 4 is that strong, but once you just think about just entering on the opponent with Trunks Sword Stance and just jumping to that 4 and then getting the swap of their 6 cards and just giving them the, you know, 2 energy blocks and a setup, if you just think of that for a second, you see the power of Trunks 4. But this 4, I don't even know what to say. Like, what one am I going to use? Well, I'll tell you what one I'm going to use. I'm going to use the new Trunks 4. Because not only is this guy adding 5 stages to all your attacks, 5 stages. That means your attacks, if you're a black deck, your attacks are going to be hitting for 7, 8, 9, 12 damage apiece. You know, you do an AT plus 2 physical, you're talking about 11 damage without even thinking. Because not only is he adding +5 to all the stages of all your attacks, and including energy attacks, your energies are going to be hitting for a lot of stage damage with this guy, but he's actually an F in an extra bracket. The old Trunks 4 is only an F in its top 2 stages. If you're a full and you start with an energy attack, you're dropping out of F. But not this guy. This guy is an F in his top 3 stages. So he's going to stay in F for much longer. Not only is he an F in his top 3 stages, but he actually also reaches E just at 2 above 0. 2 above 0, people. He is strong, he is powerful, and he does a lot of damage. So you want to say that I'm excited about this MP set for black? Hell yeah, I'm excited about this MP set for black. I'll tell you right now that I'm going to be switching out my level 1, my level 2, and my level 4 for the new MP set. I'm going to leave my 3 alone. I'm still debating whether or not I want to leave the 4 alone, but I'm definitely going to be trying out the new 4 because the added damage just seems so juicy. I really like the switching of the 6 cards when entering combat, but the extra damage, like even just jumping up in combat, like that last attack that gives you 2 anger and jumps you up in combat and then just pounds the opponent for like 7 or 9 damage. It's just gonna be really fun. Trunks Black, Trunks Black, Trunks Black, but what about Trunks Saiyan? Well, they did release the new Saiyan Mastery, and I think a lot of people are like on the fence about this card. They're not sure, like they think it's underwhelming, they think it's okay, it's not that great. But well, keep in mind that, you know, they are releasing new Mastery cards, so that means that all the new cards that they're gonna be releasing are gonna play off of this Mastery. We haven't seen that many cards yet. We've only seen like 4 cards. They haven't had that much endurance to them, or they haven't had special effects maybe when you discard them, you know, for endurance or remove them. I mean, we saw one that you draw a card, so you activate your Mastery, that's a free attack, free card draw. But the new Saiyan Mastery, you know, it allows you to win by MPPV. It makes it so you only need 4 anger to advance a level, to a minimum of 4, which, you know, makes sense because there is Saiyan Conservation Drill out there, which would make it so you would only need 3 anger to level. Let's not do that. Let's not win by MPPV and have a permanent Garlic level 1 ability. No. So not only does it like shave off, you know, about 3 anger that you don't need to get to win by MPPV, you know, you're going to be leveling just at 4 anger. No reason to be playing Saiyan Conservation Drill in this deck. but it also makes all your style attacks gain hit, raise, and anger. Well, you may raise and anger, which is great. That it gives the anger ability, you know, allows you to win by MPPV, so you'll be leveling quite quickly with this Saiyan deck. Definitely at a comparable rate to the old Mastery. Not as fast, which is good because the old Mastery cannot win by MPPV. So if it leveled faster and you could win by MPPV, I'd be kind of upset by that. But certainly you won't be leveling as fast and you won't be getting the passive anger rejuvenation gain that you did with the old Mastery. So I do like the May ability of this new Mastery because it's going to allow some personalities to sit on a level. Like if you were Godku Saiyan, if you were Trunks and you really wanted to sit on that amazing level 3 for just maybe an extra combat to gain some card advantage. You just wanted to sit at 4 anger and not push out that 5th anger to jump up yet. You just wanted to sit there, maybe get a full hand, and then jump to the 4 and just destroy the opponent then. Also with Turtles, you know, if you hit 3, you kind of want to sit there for a little bit. You may not want to level off of your 3 and jump to the 4 at the right time when they have max stages so you can just knock them to 0 and do a lot of damage with this 4 ability. So there are a lot of personalities in the game that are going to make use of the May ability that are just going to want to either sit at a certain level, and this makes it possible. So it really just gives this aggro version of the Saiyan deck a lot of options, which I really like. And that's exactly what this Saiyan Mastery is. It is an aggro Saiyan Mastery, and you can see that with the power of the Mastery, which is you discard a styled card with an endurance, and then you perform a physical attack, a non-styled, which is a little sad, but non-styled, doing 1 plus X, where X is equal to the number of endurance that the discarded card had. So this is the main part of the Mastery. And I'm not sure if people are fully understanding how powerful this ability is, but it basically takes every single block, every single utility card. It's going to build a different Saiyan style deck. You're not going to be filling your deck with rejuvenation abilities anymore. There's really going to be 2 types of Saiyan decks, which there's 2 types of Masteries. The old Mastery is like a control anger Mastery. You're going to rejuvenate, you're going to gain anger, you're going to try to fill cards back into your life deck. You're just going to beat down while you're rejuvenating and offsetting your life deck in that way with rejuvenation, anger gain, and then beat down. Whereas this Saiyan Mastery, you always have the threat of MPPV, and you're always just going to be able to keep constant pressure on the opponent. Constant pressure with that power of discarding a card from your hand to perform a physical attack. Why? Well, there's a lot of blocks in this game with endurance right now. And it's great to have blocks in your hand. Saiyan decks don't really play that many blocks, but this Saiyan deck will, because you can fill your hand with blocks, use them when you need, and discard them when you don't. Suddenly, the amazing utility cards like Saiyan Scouting become not only ridiculous that you choose any 2 cards and put them to the top of your life deck, but you can just drop it for a physical attack doing 5 stages. If you want the extra damage, you can take it. If you want the utility, you can do it. You're given options, which Beatdown needs. Beatdown needs to be able to beat down when it can get the hits in. It can get those hits in that it needs to push out the damage, take advantage of your opponent having a bad hand or having a bad combat in general, but then when it needs to, it can back off, it can use the utility cards in its hand, use the blocks in its hand to back off until it can go on the offensive again. And that's what the new Saiyan deck is going to be. And it's going to be amazing, people. Amazing. Don't knock it until you try it. So this is round 1. I'm going to go over each, I'm going to break down each of the new starter MPs and the new Masteries. Also the booster MPs as well. I'll break those down. And when the set comes out, I'm probably going to pick a few cards of each style that I love and just talk about those and kind of look at the style overall. I'm not going to go over the very few style cards that were released already because, you know, I haven't seen the whole set yet, so I want to see the whole set as a whole of the style cards and how they're going to work with the Mastery, and then I'll talk about the style as a whole after the set comes out. So stay tuned for that.